Maya adjusted the telescope controls, her fingers moving with practiced precision across the panel. The Hawkins Observatory sat perched on a mountain peak, miles from the nearest town, making it the perfect place to study the stars without light pollution. Perfect for the work, less perfect for her social life. "Anything interesting tonight?" asked Raj, her colleague who was preparing to end his shift. Maya shook her head. "Just the usual cosmic background radiation. I'm focusing on Sector XJ42. There's been some unusual activity there over the past week." Raj yawned. "Well, don't stay up too late. Even astronomers need sleep." After Raj left, Maya settled into her chair, eyes fixed on the monitor. The observatory felt different at night when she was alone, peaceful, yet somehow alive with possibility. The soft hum of equipment was her only companion as she sipped her coffee. Then she saw it. A pattern in the radio waves coming from XJ42. Not random noise, but something structured, almost like ... "That can't be right," she whispered, adjusting the settings. The pattern remained, pulsing with an eerie rhythm that sent a shiver down her spine. She recorded the data and played it back, listening carefully through her headphones. It sounded almost like whispering, a language she couldn't understand but could feel in her bones. Maya worked through the night, recording every pulse and variation. By morning, she had compiled enough data to confirm this wasn't an equipment malfunction or a known astronomical phenomenon. This was something new. Professor Chen frowned at her findings the next day. "It's interesting, Dr. Reyes, but I'm not convinced it's significant. Natural phenomena can create patterns that appear deliberate. With respect, sir, these signals show mathematical precision. They repeat with variations that suggest complexity, not randomness." Chen sighed. "Continue monitoring, but don't mention this to anyone outside the team. The last thing we need is another false alarm about alien contact." For the next week, Maya barely left the observatory. The signals continued, growing stronger each night. She mapped them, analyzed them, and began to see a pattern forming coordinates. They were pointing to a location on Earth, specifically to the Hawkins Observatory. Something or someone knew they were listening. On the 7th night, as Maya worked alone, the power flickered. The backup generators kicked in immediately, but the momentary darkness left her uneasy. Outside, clouds had gathered, unusual for the typically clear mountain weather. Lightning flashed, illuminating her office in brief. Ghostly bursts. When the storm intensified, Maya drew the curtains tight, but shadows still danced across her walls with each lightning strike. She returned to her data, trying to ignore the weather's dramatic display. Then she heard it a sound like gentle rain, but too rhythmic, too deliberate. It was coming from the main observation dome. Heart racing, Maya grabbed her phone and security badge. The rational part of her mind suggested calling security, but curiosity pushed her forward. In the dome, a massive telescope was automatically tracking the coordinates from where the signals originated. A soft glow emanated. From behind the equipment, Maya stepped closer, her breath catching in her throat. "I've been waiting for you," came a melodic voice from the shadows. "You're the one who heard my call." A figure stepped forward, illuminated by the strange light. Maya gasped, unable to process what she was seeing. "Who are you?" Maya managed to ask, her voice barely a whisper. The figure moved closer, and when it spoke, it was with a voice that resonated through Maya's entire body. "Someone who has traveled very far to find you," it whispered, like Maya already belonged to her. Maya stood frozen as the figure stepped fully into the light. It was a woman, or at least woman-shaped, with skin the color of twilight purple. Her eyes were large and luminous, reflecting the starlight like twin moons. She moved with fluid grace, each step seemingly weightless. "My name is Lyra," the purple-skinned visitor said, extending a delicate hand with 5 slender fingers. "I am what your people might call a diplomat." Maya stared, her scientific mind racing to process what stood before her. "From where?" she finally managed. Lyra smiled, revealing teeth that gleamed like pearls. "A world circling the star you've been receiving signals from. We call it Elysium." "That's impossible," Maya whispered. "Those signals would take years to reach us." There are ways to bend space that your science has yet to discover, Lyra replied. Her voice had a musical quality that made Maya lean closer to hear it. I've been studying your language, your customs. I wanted to ensure I wouldn't frighten you. Well, you failed at that, Maya said with a nervous laugh. Lyra's expression fell. I apologize. Perhaps I should leave, no? Maya surprised herself with the urgency in her voice. This is the most important discovery in human history. You can't just leave. Lightning flashed again, illuminating Lyra's features. Her hair flowed like liquid silver, and Maya noticed the subtle patterns etched into her purple skin constellations, perhaps her writing. What do you want? Maya asked. To learn. To share. To connect. Lyra stepped closer. Your signals have been reaching our world for decades. We find your species, fascinating. The proximity of the alien made Maya's heart race. There was something about Lyra that seemed both otherworldly and intimately familiar. I can't tell anyone about you, Maya realized aloud. They'd lock you away in some government facility. Lyra nodded. I understand the risks. That's why I came to you alone. Your mind was receptive to our communications, open in a way others weren't. Maya led Lyra to her private quarters adjacent to the observatory. The alien examined everything with childlike curiosity, the books on Maya's shelf, the photographs on her wall, the telescope by her window. You study the stars even in your home? Lyra asked, touching the small telescope with gentle fingers. The universe has always called to me, Maya admitted. I never felt like I belonged here completely. Lyra turned, her luminous eyes meeting Maya's. Perhaps that's why you heard me. Over the next few days, Maya maintained her regular schedule at the observatory while secretly spending every free moment with Lyra. She learned that the alien species, the Elysians, had been observing Earth for centuries, but had only recently decided to make contact. Why now? Maya asked one evening as they sat watching the sunset from her window. Lyra's expression grew solemn. Because soon your people will develop technology that will allow you to detect our world. We wanted to control the first contact. When Lyra demonstrated her technology, creating holograms with a wave of her hand, manipulating light and shadow, Maya was mesmerized. But it was Lyra herself who truly captivated her. The way she spoke, moved, thought, all of it was so different, yet somehow complementary to Maya's own nature. One night, as they worked late reviewing stellar charts, their hands touched. Maya felt a jolt of electricity run through her body, and when she looked up, Lyra was watching her with an intensity that made her breath catch. Your species expresses connection through physical contact, Lyra observed softly. Yes, Maya whispered, unable to look away from those luminous eyes. So does mine, Lyra said, and her fingers entwined with Maya's, shadows dancing across their joined hands. They're coming, Lyra said one morning, her voice tight with anxiety. They had been together for 3 weeks now, with Maya fabricating research projects to explain her constant presence at the observatory. Who's coming? Maya asked, looking up from her notes. My people's council. They didn't authorize my contact with you. Lyra paced the room, her normally fluid movements now sharp with tension. I was only meant to observe, to prepare a report on whether humanity was ready for official contact. Maya set down her pen. And what did you conclude? Lyra stopped and faced her. That individual humans can be remarkable. But collectively, you're not ready. Your governments, your power structures, they would weaponize our knowledge. The revelation hit Maya like a physical blow. So what happens now? They'll take me back. They single woe. Lyra hesitated. They'll remove all evidence of my presence. The implication was clear. You mean my memories? Lyra nodded, her eyes reflecting a deep sorrow. Unless... Unless what? Maya stood, moving closer to the alien who had become so much more than just a scientific marvel. Unless I can prove that our connection serves a greater purpose, that humanity can evolve through individual bridges rather than institutional ones. Over the next days, Lyra shared knowledge that transformed Maya's understanding of the universe. She learned about dark energy manipulation, gravitational lensing technologies, and the unified field theories that Earth scientists had been seeking for centuries. As they worked, their connection deepened. Maya found herself watching Lyra's graceful movements. The way her purple skin seemed to glow from within when she was excited about an idea. And sometimes she would catch Lyra watching her too, with an expression that transcended species. "Your mathematical understanding is remarkable," Lyra said one night, as they worked on equations that would revolutionize space travel if Maya ever shared them. "Or maybe you're just a good teacher," Maya replied with a smile. Lyra's hand touched her face gently. "There's something else I want to teach you." The alien's touch was electric, sending waves of warmth through Maya's body. When their lips met, it felt like stars, colliding different worlds coming together in a burst of light and energy. Later, lying in each other's arms, Maya traced the constellation patterns on Lyra's skin. "What happens if the council doesn't approve of us?" Lyra's fingers moved through Maya's hair. "Then I would have to choose between my world and you." "I can't ask you to give up everything," Maya whispered. "You didn't ask," Lyra replied. "Some connections transcend duty. My people believe in cosmic resonant souls that echo each other across the universe." The warning came 3 days later. A signal detected only by the specialized equipment Lyra had modified indicated a ship approaching Earth's orbit. "They're here," Lyra said, her voice trembling slightly. "We have 1 day before they arrive." Maya felt panic rising in her chest. "What do we do?" Lyra took her hands, her luminous eyes intense. "There is a way we could be together, but it would mean leaving Earth. Coming with me. Leave everything behind." Maya looked around at her life's work, her home, her world. "I know it's an impossible choice," Lyra said softly, "but I had to offer it." That night, as they stood under the stars, Maya made her decision. Lyra had drawn the curtains tight in the observatory dome, but the shadows of stars still danced across their skin as Lyra whispered words of her. Language against Maya's earwords that made her feel like she had always belonged to this otherworldly woman, and always would. The council's ship arrived with the dawn not as a dramatic UFO sighting, but as a subtle distortion in the atmosphere that only Lyra could detect. Maya watched from the observatory roof as Lyra communicated with her people through a small device that projected holographic symbols. "What are they saying?" Maya asked, her voice tight with anxiety. Lyra's face was unreadable. "They single quotes. The council expected me to fail in my mission, to become emotionally compromised." Her lips curved into a small smile. "They were right about that part. And now? Now they want to meet you." Lyra turned to face her, eyes reflecting the morning light. "This is unprecedented. No diplomat has ever formed such a bond with a subject species before." The word subject stung. But Maya pushed past it. "Is it safe?" "Yes," Lyra assured her. "They won't harm you, but they will evaluate whether our ... connection serves their larger purpose." That evening, 3 Elysians materialized in the observatory's main dome. Like Lyra, they had purple skin with luminous patterns, but their eyes were colder, more analytical. They wore flowing garments that seemed to shift colors with each movement. "This is the human," asked the tallest one in perfect English, studying Maya with unnerving intensity. "Her name is Maya," Lyra said firmly. "She's a leading astronomer and has already grasped concepts of our quantum mechanics that should be beyond her species' capability." Maya stood straighter, feeling like a specimen under examination. "I've been working with Lyra to adapt some of your theories to Earth's technology. We've made significant progress." The Elysians conferred among themselves in their musical language. Maya couldn't understand the words, but she could feel the tension in Lyra's body beside her. "Show us," commanded the female Elysian. Maya led them to her workstation and displayed the equations and models she and Lyra had developed. She explained how these theories could help Earth develop cleaner energy, more efficient space travel, even solutions to climate change, all without revealing the full extent of Elysian technology. "You've taught her much," the third Elysian said to Lyra, his tone unreadable. "We've taught each other," Lyra replied, her hand finding Maya's. "Her perspective has revealed applications we never considered." The council members exchanged glances. "We must deliberate," the leader announced. alone. After they departed to their ship, temporarily cloaked in Earth's orbit, Maya collapsed into her chair. That went. I don't know how that went. Lyra knelt beside her. It went better than I expected. They're intrigued by you, is that enough? Lyra's fingers brushed against Maya's cheek. I don't know. But whatever they decide, know that meeting you has changed me irrevocably. That night, in the quiet of Maya's quarters, their bodies entwined with a new urgency. Every touch felt like memorizing, every kiss like a promise neither was sure they could keep. Maya traced the patterns on Lyra's purple skin, committing them to memory. If they take you away, Maya whispered against Lyra's shoulder, will you remember me? Lyra guided Maya's hand to the center of her chest, where a pattern of stars pulsed with her heartbeat. You're written here now. No memory alteration could remove that. The council returned at midnight. Their decision was clear. Lyra's mission was officially changed. She would remain on Earth as the first official, though secret, ambassador to humanity. But there was a condition. You must both understand, the leader said solemnly, that this arrangement serves our purpose of gradual integration. Your relationship is now part of a larger diplomatic strategy. Maya felt a chill. You mean our feelings are just convenient for your politics? The female Elysian smiled slightly. On the contrary, your feelings complicate our politics tremendously. But they also create possibilities we hadn't considered, as the council members prepared to leave. The youngest one approached Maya. She chose you over her world, he said quietly. That has never happened before in our history. Make it worth her sacrifice. After they departed, Lyra and Maya stood in the silence of the dome, the reality of their new situation settling around them. So what happens now? Maya asked. You're an alien ambassador and I'm just… what? Your human liaison. Lyra took both of Maya's hands in hers. Now we build something new. Something between our worlds. 6 months passed. Spring turned to summer, and the mountain observatory bloomed with wildflowers. Inside, an even more remarkable flowering occurred as Lyra's presence transformed the facility. Professor Chen had been brought into their confidence, his initial shock giving way to scientific excitement. A small team of Earth's brightest minds was gradually being assembled, each carefully vetted and introduced to the truth of Lyra's existence. The quantum communication array is ready for testing, Maya announced one afternoon, entering the specialized lab they'd built in the observatory's east wing. Lyra looked up from the holographic display she was manipulating. Excellent. If it works, we'll have instantaneous communication with Elysium. Her smile was radiant. My people are eager to hear about the progress of our diplomatic experiment. Maya laughed. Is that what we're calling it now? That's the official term, Lyra said, moving closer to slide her arms around Maya's waist. Unofficially. I believe the Earth term is cosmic romance. Their lips met in a not-familiar dance of warmth and connection. Maya marveled at how natural it felt now, this love that crossed species and star systems. The tests were successful. For the first time, humanity established communication with another inhabited world. Though this historic breakthrough remained known to only a handful of people, plans were developed for the gradual introduction of Elysian knowledge to Earth, carefully paced to allow human society to adapt. One evening, as they walked among the pine trees surrounding the observatory, Lyra seemed pensive. What is it? Maya asked, sensing her partner's mood. Lyra looked up at the stars. The council has approved the next phase. We're going to establish a permanent Elysian outpost here on Earth. That's wonderful news, Maya said. But notice Lyra's expression remained serious. Isn't it? It is. But they've also approved something else. Lyra stopped walking and turned to face Maya. They've approved my request for the bonding. Maya's breath caught. The ritual you told me about? The one that connects to beings across space and time? Lyra nodded, her luminous eyes reflecting the starlight. It's never been performed between an Elysian and a human before. The council wasn't sure it was physiologically possible. But their scientists have confirmed our compatibility. Are there risks? Maya asked, heart racing. Some. The process alters both participants on a quantum level. Lyra took Maya's hands. But if successful, We would share a connection that transcends physical distance. Even when apart, we would never truly be separated. Maya thought of all that had happened since that stormy night when Lyra first peered, how her understanding of the universe had expanded, how her heart had opened to possibilities she never imagined. "Yes," she said simply. The bonding ceremony took place under a full moon in the observatory dome. The stars above witnessed as Lyra and Maya stood within a circle of light created by Elysian technology. The three council members had returned to officiate, along with Professor Chen representing humanity. Lyra wore a flowing garment that shimmered with the light of distant galaxies. Maya wore a simple white dress, adorned with a necklace. Lyra had crafted for her a pendant containing a fragment of Elysian crystal that glowed with inner light. "Two beings, two worlds, one connection," intoned the council leader as Lyra and Maya faced each other within the circle. "What gravity binds together, let no force in the universe tear asunder." The ceremony involved no Earth-style vows, but rather a series of synchronized movements and shared breaths. As they completed each step, the light around them intensified, until Maya felt as though they stood at the heart of a star. When their lips finally met in the ceremonial kiss, Maya felt a rush of energy that flowed between them, connecting them on a level deeper than physical touch. For a moment, she could sense Lyra's thoughts, feel her emotions as if they were her own. The boundaries between them blurred, not erasing their individuality but enhancing it through connection. As the light faded, Maya gasped. Within her mind, she could still feel Lyra's presence, a warm, gentle awareness that she knew would remain even if they were separated by galaxies. "It worked," whispered the female council member, her voice filled with wonder. "The first interspecies bonding in our history." Later that night, as they lay together beneath the observatory's glass dome, the stars wheeling overhead, Maya traced the constellation patterns on Lyra's purple skin. They seemed to glow more vibrantly now, resonating with the matching energy Maya could feel pulsing within herself. "Can you feel it?" Lyra asked softly. "The connection?" "Yes," Maya replied. "It's like having a new sense. I can feel you even when I'm not looking at you." Lyra smiled. "This is just the beginning. As the bond matures, we'll develop a deeper understanding of each other's thoughts, emotions, even share dreams." Maya thought about the journey ahead, the challenges of integrating Elysian knowledge into human society, the wonder of exploring the universe with the beings who had mastered its secrets, and most precious of all, the miracle of loving someone from another world.